Welcome, marketing chefs. I've got something truly special cooking in the Omni-Channel oven today.
Marketing Kitchen TV Q&A Part 1 of 4.
You asked the questions about big data, customer experience, customer support, privacy, CRM, lead generation, and I'll answer your questions here today in the Marketing Kitchen TV Q&A live. Up next in the Marketing Kitchen. Welcome to the kitchen, the Marketing Kitchen. Hi, I'm Ron Vining, your host of Marketing Kitchen TV. Welcome back to the second episode of Marketing Q&A Live, where I will be taking questions in real time and answering as many as I can. When it gets to be too much, we'll cut it off, and then I'll just pick up where we left off. As a reminder, please make sure to ask your questions at the @MarketingKitchenTV Twitter feed with the hashtag Q&A, and I'll answer your questions here. All right, let's take a look at the first question we have. What can companies do to use what I think what's trying to be asked is, what can companies do to effectively gain the trust of their consumers? And the initial discussion that kicked this one off here talked about data strategy playing a crucial role in display advertising and utilizing data and analytics strategy to market. So how can a company effectively gain the trust of their customer? By not violating that trust. So it would begin with having a good or sound data policy that's publicly stated, not doing anything unscrupulous, not having a track record of having abused consumers in the past. And if an incident has come up, that they're open, upfront, and honest with that they're open and upfront and honest with their consumers. So the question's a bit short, so I wasn't exactly sure the exact angle that you're going. Next time you ask a question, if you could just, add a little bit more in, that would be great. And then I can make sure that I more effectively respond to your question. Trust is certainly very important, and I highly recommend that you don't ever abuse the trust of your customer. All right, let's take the next one. Quanting's got a question here. What is the most important part for AI to help in the supply chain? How can a company prevent loss if the AI system is broken? I'm not exactly clear what is being asked, so difficult for me to answer. What is the most important part for AI to help in the supply chain? And how can a company prevent loss if the AI system is broken? Well, without a little bit more, just like the prior question, without a little bit more background, I'm not sure what angle you want me to take in answering this. But obviously, the first part I can take is, how can AI most help in the supply chain? And I would say that would be with efficiency. And that would be with making computations and crunching metrics and data as far as resource allocation, automation. So the supply chain covers many aspects, right? Anywhere from resource management to the assembly plant, to the order fulfillment, distribution, logistics. So I'm not exactly sure where you are asking, which area in particular, but AI can touch all of those aspects, and AI can help humans and make the tasks more simple by automating a lot of the areas that I just mentioned. How can you prevent loss if the system's broken? I would hope that a company had redundancy in the system. Mankind will not ever be fully replaced by technology, because technology will break down. there will need to be redundancy in a system so that if there is a failure on one end, it can be picked up on another. So I hope that that answers your question. I hope that was the area or aspect that you were asking. Remember, when you ask next time, if you do, please be a bit more specific and provide a little bit more background within the question itself too. That would help me out quite a bit. All right, the next question here. Do you envision a world where supply chain management is not a force, or perhaps where something more technologically advanced existed? Wow, these are some tough questions. Not so much in the sense of my inability to answer it. I can't read into, so when you ask questions, they need to be a bit more robust. I need a bit more to sink my teeth in. So do you envision a world where supply chain management is not a force, or perhaps where something more technologically advanced existed? Well, I've watched a lot of sci-fi films, so I could certainly think about where our technology could certainly be much more advanced. Think about R2-D2, C-3PO. Look at Star Trek and the computer. Look at the Terminator. So yeah, I can certainly think about computers that are a bit smarter than the ones that we have today because we've seen them in sci-fi. Do I envision a world where supply chain management is not a force? No, I envision where software helps to enable the supply chain so that we don't have to do as many real-time computations because AI and machines are learning and taking over those functions for us. But as I answered in the last question, there will certainly need to be some type of a human to program, monitor, and make sure that there are redundancies in place. I'm using my Boston Starbucks mug, by the way. So shout out to everyone back in Boston as an aside. All right, Dimos, I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't, hit me up with the follow-up and next time you're on the board, next time you're asking a question. All right, let's take the next one. All right. Will changes in supply chain management coming with each improvement of technology? How could small businesses use this to enter new markets? A lot of ambiguous questions so far. A lot of them grammatically are a bit, I'm having difficulty follow it. So I just ask that when you go to @MarketingKitchenTV on Twitter, #Q&A. When you ask your question, that you are more specific in your question, that you proof it, and you make sure that you're asking me a real, tangible question. In other words, one that you really want an answer for. So just don't make up a question to make up a question. Ask me a question that I can actually answer. The more authentic your question, the more authentic my response. So again, will changes in supply chain management coming with improvement of technology, how could small businesses use this to enter new markets? All right, so flow aside, I think what you're just trying to ask is that how can technology help small businesses enter a new market? Okay, all right, I think so. I think that's where you're at. And a number of factors. So let's just begin with, so you're a small business, your resources are limited. So automation, let's step back a little bit. Let's talk about market analysis or market research. So technology can certainly help in the sense that you can assess the marketplace prior to entry to uncover whether or not that is the right market for your product or service to enter. So you can test the market that way. You could also utilize ABCDEFG testing. So to do a comparison of how you would price, how you would message, what your pitch would be, what the platform would be. So there's a number of ways that technology could not only help you assess the market, but help assess how best to enter the particular market. Technology could also assist you from a resource management perspective of, is your company able to manufacture and distribute effectively, efficiently at the right cost into a specific market, right? So there's so many different areas that the tech can help you with. Programmatic advertising. You could ensure that when looking into a specific marketplace, getting your right message at the right time, at the right place, in the right feeds, at the cost that you're looking for. There's just so many avenues, even in automation or utilizing EDM or for lead generation. That for a small business, it's very difficult for you to do all of these areas to scale. And so certainly technology, mainly utilizing search, utilizing data analysis, resource management, scheduling, logistics, lead gen, setting up a CRM. There's just so many, well, even currency exchange and the whole back-end finance, your online store. I mean, I think about even, I guess, just bring it to the sort of brass tacks, if you will, types issues, is the fact that even if you could get the product into a marketplace, how does the customer pay for that? So, AWS, Amazon Web Services, for example, could set up your entire e-commerce platform in another country, in another market, and the currency of that market. And of course, it would be both secure for you and the consumer would feel secure buying from a foreigner or a non-domestic company, but because of the backing of the fact that perhaps it's on Amazon, if you will, or whatever the platform is that it might be. But those, I hope that answers your question, but I think those are some ways certainly that technology could enable that. All right, I believe that we've covered a lot of ground here in this Marketing Kitchen TV Live. That'll do it for this episode. In the next episode, we'll pick up where we left off. I hope you found my answers useful. I hope that we can have some engagement on this channel by you offering some comments in the section below. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please like it and please share with your friends. It will really help the channel to grow, which in turn will help me and make this a better resource for us all. Thank you for your question. If you'd like me to answer a question here on Marketing Kitchen TV, all you need to do is go to the @MarketingKitchenTV on Twitter, use the hashtag Q&A, and I will answer your questions here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, there's always fresh content simmering on our storytelling stovetop. So whatever happens in this kitchen shouldn't stay in this Marketing Kitchen. I'm Ron Vining, your host, reminding you to invite your family and friends to the next episode of Marketing Kitchen TV.